Hello friends, our topic today is about angles between parallel and crossing lines. Now, we shall start with some easy exercises. Here we have two intersecting or crossing lines. And we have two opposite angles, the angle AOB and the angle COD. Well, the question is, can you determine how many degrees is the angle COD? Now pause the video and try to find the answer by justifying your answer. Well, if you didn't find the answer or you want to check your answer, I shall give it to you now. Well, the angle COD is equal to the angle AOB, as these two are opposite angles. So the angle COD is 40 degrees, as it is the angle AOB. Now let's continue with another example, another exercise. Now we have two perpendicular lines. The line AB is perpendicular to the line CD. Well, the question is, can you determine the degrees of these angles here? Okay, pause the video again. Try to find the answer by justifying your answer. Well, the answer is 90 degrees. All these angles are right angles because these two lines are perpendicular. So 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and 90 degrees here. 4 right angles. Okay, let's go to another example. Now here we have a straight line. The straight line is the line AB. I also have the angle COB, which is equal to 60 degrees. The question is, can you determine the degrees of this angle AOC here? You can pause the video again. Okay, the answer is that AOC is equal to 120 degrees. Why? Because these two angles are supplementary. That means that the angle AOC plus the angle COB give 180, because these two are supplementary, as we have a straight line here which is a straight angle which is 180 degrees. Okay, let's go to another example. Here we have two perpendicular lines, the line OA and the line OB, which are perpendicular. I also have the angle COB, which is 50 degrees. The question is, can you determine the angle COA AOC? It's the same, by justifying your answer. Pause the video again. Okay, now the angle AOC is equal to 40 degrees. Why? Because these two angles, AOC and COB, are complementary, which means that if you add them, you get 90 degrees. So this should be 40 degrees, as all this angle is a right angle, 90 degrees. 50 plus 40 gives 90. Okay, let's go to another exercise. Well, here we have two crossing lines, and what is given is the angle Z, which is 30 degrees. Now, try to determine omega, phi, and x by justifying your answer. You can pause the video again. Okay, this is the answer. Well, first of all, the angle phi here is opposite to angle z there. So they are equal, so phi is 30 degrees. And all this angle is a straight angle, so it is 180 degrees. That means that the angle omega is 150, as 150 plus 30, which is z, gives 180. Also, this angle x is also 150 degrees, as these two angles are opposite too. Now, let's talk about parallel lines and a line crossing them. Well, we have two parallel lines here and a line here crossing them. Now, here the angles omega and phi are called alternate angles, and these two angles omega and phi are always equal. Also, these two angles here, the angle z and the angle x, are also equal because z and x, because they are also alternate angles. Now, let's get to an exercise. Here we have two parallel lines, this and this line, and a line crossing them. Well, try to determine all the angles here by justifying your answer. This angle omega is 60 degrees and is given here. Okay, pause the video again. Okay, now let's start. The angle x is also 60 degrees because these two angles omega and x are opposite. Well, here the angle omega is equal to angle m here because they are alternate, so this is also 60 degrees. Now, the angle phi here must be 120 because here we have a straight angle which is 180. So the angle y here is 122 because these are opposite. I mean phi and y. Also, the angle z here is 182 because these two, y and z, are alternate. The angle p here is 120 because these two angles are opposite. And the angle n here is also 60 because these two angles m and n are opposite. Okay, now let's get to two more examples before ending this video. Well, this is a more complicated exercise. Now, we have a straight line here and a crossing line here, another crossing line here. What we have is this angle, 40 degrees and 20 degrees, and you must find omega and phi. Okay, pause the video again. Okay, let's try to answer our question. Now, this angle here is 180 because we have a straight angle, which means that if we add these two, 40 plus 20, which is 60 degrees, and if we subtract this from 180, we get omega. So omega is 180 minus 60 degrees. So omega is 120 degrees. Now that we found omega, it is easy to find the rest. The angle phi is equal to 40 degrees, and these two angles are opposite. Okay, and let's do another exercise, a bit more complicated. Well, now we have two parallel lines, D and L, and two crossing lines, which they intersect here. We have this angle 60 and this angle here is 20, and what we're trying to find is the angle omega. Okay, pause the video, think a bit, and I'll be back. Okay, this seems a bit more difficult, but somebody may decide to sketch a parallel line from this point, say A. Parallel line to the other two. Okay, now this angle here is 60 because these two are alternate. And this angle here is 20 because these two are alternate angles. So omega is 60 plus 20, which is 80 degrees. You can find many more exercises in your textbook and try to do them. Thank you for watching this video.